to some degree, it depends on where you are in your craft of teaching and your confidence, et cetera. But I would say that, so cold calling is difficult. And one of the things that I want to make sure is that my question is clear and that there's a good answer that's out, that there's a good answer or a right answer that students can give. And if I think of my question on the spur of the moment, I'm more likely to ask a B minus question where it's not exactly clear what I'm asking. It's not exactly clear what the answer is. And that's the cause of that. The result of that is that students are not as successful as they might be. And so maybe as I'm first cold calling, there are two things I would want to do in preparation, which is one, write out my cold call questions in advance to make sure they're good questions, right? So that students can answer successfully, and maybe even try to answer them myself and write out the answer myself. So I have a really clear sense for what I want students to say, and that there is a good answer when you answer them questions. Sometimes you're like, actually, that wasn't that clear. So when you start doing it, script your questions. As you get better at it, then I think you get better at questioning, then it's easier to freelance. But I would start by writing them out, and then also just thinking about what's my means of participation, right? Even if I know that, like, okay, I'm going to ask 5 questions to review mitosis. 3 of them are going to be cold calls. Then I'm going to take hands in the last 2. What happens before the cold call? Am I going to do a turn and talk into a cold call and everybody writes into a cold call? If I have that sort of scripted in front of me, great. Let's think about the phases of mitosis. What is the first phase? Take 30 seconds to jot down the answer. What is it called? What happens? I'll ask a few of you to share your thoughts in 30 seconds. Go, right? If I've kind of scripted that in my mind, I can focus my own working memory on my positive affect, on making the environment feel safe and supportive, because I'm not trying to think of my question and how and what the means of participation are going to be on the spur of the moment. So planning those things out in advance, the preparation, I think is critical to success.